It happened in a moment nobody saw coming, a moment so wild, so disrespectful, so humiliating that the entire internet stopped breathing for a full 2 seconds before exploding into absolute chaos. Blueface didn't just make a choice, he made a statement, a loud, public, messy statement that sent shockwaves through every fan base connected to him. Because instead of standing by Chrisean Rock, instead of returning to Jaidyn Alexis, instead of choosing peace, healing, maturity, sanity, he chose Hazel E. Yes, Hazel E. People didn't even have time to blink before the internet went insane. Screenshots started circulating. Reaction videos went viral in minutes. Fan pages were melting down. Even celebrities were texting each other because nobody could believe Blueface actually did it. He didn't hide it. He didn't sneak around. He made sure the world saw him standing beside Hazel E with that smirk on his face, the same smirk he uses when he wants to hurt somebody on purpose. And the worst part? He knew exactly who would break first: Chrisean Rock. The second her fans realized what happened, they started panicking. Ain't no way he did her like this. Chrisean gonna lose it. This man wants war. But before they could catch their breath, Jaidyn's supporters jumped in too, furious that Blueface chose Hazel E over her after everything she put up with. It felt like a betrayal to both women, but Blueface didn't flinch. He doubled down. He wanted attention. He wanted drama, and he got it. But there's something deeper here, something people haven't connected yet. Because according to someone close to Blueface, this wasn't a random hookup. It wasn't a clout move. It wasn't even about Hazel E herself. It was revenge. And the real target wasn't Hazel E. It wasn't the internet. It was Chrisean and Jaidyn, both of them, at the same time. From the outside, it looked like Blueface simply woke up one morning, grabbed his phone, stepped into the sunlight, and decided to detonate the internet with one of the most reckless moves of his career. But what people didn't understand, what they couldn't see yet, was that this moment wasn't born overnight. It wasn't random. It wasn't accidental. It was the result of months of tension simmering beneath the surface, like a pressure cooker ready to explode. Because the truth is, Blueface has been stuck in a messy emotional triangle for years. On one side stood Chrisean Rock, explosive, loyal, unpredictable, passionate, terrifying, magnetic, a walking storm, a hurricane with lashes. On the other side stood Jaidyn Alexis, the day one, the mother, the steady one, the woman who tolerated more than the internet could process, who quietly endured humiliation after humiliation while Blueface publicly embarrassed her again and again. For the longest time, those two were the only names orbiting Blueface's chaotic universe. They fought each other. They fought him. They fought fan bases. They fought the media. And every time the world thought Blueface had finally chosen a side, he switched up, sparking another season of this never-ending social media soap opera. But something changed recently. Something subtle at first. The way Blueface's posts got sharper, more petty, more targeted. The way he started poking at both women simultaneously. The way he bragged about independence one minute and then dropped subliminals about new opportunities and new company the next. People assumed he was trolling. People assumed he was bored. They had no idea he was preparing a hit that would embarrass both women in one move. But to understand why Hazel E was the chosen weapon, you have to rewind months back, to a point where tension between Blueface, Chrisean, and Jaidyn was reaching a breaking point behind the scenes. It started when Chrisean launched a series of public meltdowns accusing Blueface of sabotaging her, abandoning her, disrespecting her, and blocking her career. She went live crying, threatening, screaming, confessing secrets, exposing messages, everything she does when she feels out of control. And every time she erupted publicly, Blueface would respond with a cold tweet, a smirk, a jab, or a video with Jaidyn that sent Chrisean into another spiral. Meanwhile, Jaidyn wasn't staying quiet either. She was mocking Chrisean, shading her, calling her delusional, reposting memes, and standing beside Blueface just enough to make the internet assume she was winning. But anyone who watched closely could see the cracks. The jealousy, the insecurity, the exhaustion. The truth was, neither woman felt safe. Neither woman felt chosen. Neither woman believed Blueface was truly done with the other. Both of them felt played, and Blueface felt powerful. He loved the attention, the drama, the chaos, the competition. He fed off it. He used it. He weaponized it. Every fight between Chrisean and Jaidyn gave him more control. Every insult they threw at each other made him feel like the center of a twisted universe he never wanted to escape. But then something unexpected happened. Both women began pulling away, not at the same time, not intentionally, but slowly, gradually, in ways that bruised Blueface's ego more than he expected. Chrisean started talking to new people. Jaidyn started distancing herself publicly. Their energy shifted. They weren't fighting over him the same way. They weren't giving him the reactions he craved. They weren't clawing at each other for his attention. And Blueface couldn't handle it. He felt abandoned by both women at once, the worst fear of a man who feeds on drama. So he did what he always does when he feels irrelevant. He went looking for a new spark, a new storyline, a new way to regain control. Enter Hazel E. A name nobody had on their bingo card. A name that instantly raised eyebrows, a name that came out of nowhere, but one that made perfect sense the moment the internet remembered her history. Hazel E wasn't just a random fling. She was a former reality star known for messy controversies, public feuds, dramatic rants, bitter online battles, and explosive relationships. She was older, more experienced, more strategic, and more familiar with media manipulation than both Chrisean and Jaidyn combined. Most importantly, Hazel E had a quality Blueface couldn't resist. She was chaos with a different flavor. Not unhinged chaos like Chrisean, not emotional chaos like Jaidyn, but calculated chaos, the kind that comes from someone who knows how to go viral without lifting a finger. And according to someone close to the situation, Hazel E saw an opportunity, a moment to re-enter headlines, revive her image, and attach herself to a storyline hotter than anyone in her lane could dream of. She didn't chase Blueface. She didn't flirt publicly. She didn't make noise. She did something far more dangerous. She waited. She waited until Blueface felt rejected. She waited until Chrisean was distracted. She waited until Jaidyn was quiet. She waited until the drama dried up. And then she stepped in. Insiders claim Hazel E didn't just appear out of nowhere. She's been in the background, connecting dots, talking to people, building a bridge toward Blueface through mutual industry friends. They say she reached out privately about business opportunities, network expansion, and collaborations, but the vibe quickly turned personal. Blueface liked the attention. He liked the maturity. He liked the lack of emotional demands. He liked that Hazel E wasn't crying, fighting, yelling, or throwing furniture. But the real turning point was when Hazel E allegedly told Blueface something that boosted his ego so high it became impossible for him to resist. "You're bigger than both of them. They're holding you back." That line hit him harder than any compliment Chrisean or Jaidyn ever gave, because for the first time, someone wasn't begging for him, fighting for him, or arguing with him. Someone was validating him. Blueface isn't used to validation. He's used to chaos, not praise. He's used to being fought over, not being lifted up. So when Hazel E made him feel powerful, not for controversy, not for drama, but for his value, it rewired something in him. That was the moment everything shifted. He started replying to her messages faster. He started taking her calls. He started flirting. He started imagining the reaction it would cause. Because Blueface loves attention, but what he loves even more is control. Hazel E became a tool, a chess piece, a weapon, a way to humiliate both Chrisean and Jaidyn at the same time. Showing up with Hazel E wasn't about love. It wasn't about interest. It wasn't about respect. It was about sending a message: you don't control me. You don't own me. You don't dictate my spotlight. I decide the storyline. And when Hazel E agreed to play the role, knowing exactly how explosive it would be, they became a duo, designed not for romance, but for viral damage. And this damage, it was aimed directly at the two women who never saw Hazel E coming. The moment Blueface appeared with Hazel E wasn't quiet, subtle, or accidental. He made sure every camera caught it. He stood close enough for people to speculate. He leaned in just enough for blogs to freeze frame. He smirked at the exact moment Hazel E brushed his arm, as if he knew the internet would erupt the second the picture hit timelines. But what people didn't realize was that the explosion didn't start online. It started inside the room. Because when Blueface and Hazel E first walked into that private event together, the reaction wasn't confusion, it was shock. People gasped, people whispered, people pulled out their phones like they had just seen a scandal being manufactured in real time. Industry folks who knew the history with Jaidyn and Chrisean locked eyes with each other because nobody expected Blueface to bring Hazel E of all people. One producer muttered, "Oh yeah, he wants a reaction." Another whispered, "This is gonna get messy." And someone else said exactly what everyone was thinking. Chrisean's gonna burn something down. But Blueface didn't care. He lived for that tension. He thrived in that chaos. He strutted around the room with Hazel E like he finally found a new spark, or maybe a new grenade. Hazel E, meanwhile, walked beside him with a calm, confident smile. She wasn't intimidated, she wasn't nervous. She wasn't worried about the fallout. She knew what she was doing. She loved the attention. She loved the whispers. She lived for the controversy that followed her everywhere. And that's when the real conflict started. When someone at the party went live on Instagram. Not a fan page. Not a random, an actual friend of Jaidyn. The live wasn't planned. It wasn't staged. It was raw chaos. The camera caught Blueface and Hazel E standing close, way too close, and the second the comments saw it, the chat exploded. Within 15 seconds, the video was screen recorded. Within 2 minutes, it hit Twitter. Within 5 minutes, it hit Shade Room. Within 10 minutes, it hit Chrisean's phone. And that was the beginning of the storm. Chrisean was apparently in the studio when her phone started blowing up with texts saying, "You seeing this? Look who he with. Now, this disrespectful AF." Blueface lost his mind. Somebody sent her the clip, then another, until her notifications were overflowing with people tagging her, laughing at her, taunting her, warning her, hyping her up to snap. Witnesses say Chrisean froze mid-studio session. She stared at the screen. Her breathing changed. Her eyes started getting glossy, not from sadness, but from pure rage. She muttered, ain't no way he doing this." Then she stood up, threw her headphones, grabbed her bag, and stormed out. But while Chrisean reacted with anger, Jaidyn reacted with silence. And the internet knows her silence always means danger. People who were with Jaidyn said she didn't yell, she didn't cry, she didn't scream. She just stared at the video for a long, heavy minute, then said in a calm voice, "He wants attention, he's gonna get it." And that calmness scared her friends more than any yelling could. Meanwhile, Blueface was still at the event, and people there said he kept checking his phone, smirking every time new notifications popped up. He knew both women saw the videos. He knew the blogs picked it up. He knew he had their attention again. And Hazel E? She played her role perfectly. She leaned in, she laughed loudly, she touched his arm again, and every time she did, someone else filmed. This wasn't chemistry, this was strategy. And Chrisean was driving across town with her anger boiling over. By the time Blueface left the event, the internet was already calling it the most humiliating public move he's made yet. The tweets were brutal. Blueface choosing Hazel E is crazier than anything he's ever done. This is not a rebound, this is a revenge mission. Chrisean gonna break something tonight. Jaidyn deserves better. But then, the moment everything flipped, Hazel E posted an Instagram story. It wasn't of Blueface, it wasn't even of herself. It was just a single sentence on a black screen. Some people get replaced when they stop being useful. That line blew the internet apart. People instantly assumed she was talking about Chrisean and Jaidyn. They dragged Hazel E, they dragged Blueface, they dragged the entire situation. Meanwhile, Chrisean finally pulled up to Blueface's house, Fans didn't see what happened next, but Charleston White later claimed the argument at the house was so explosive that a neighbor called security. According to insiders, Chrisean was banging on the door yelling, "You really brought that old lady out with you? You embarrassing me on purpose. This what you want. This what you choose. Say it to my face." Blueface came to the door laughing, which only made her angrier. He didn't yell back. He didn't defend himself. He didn't calm her down. He just said, "Why you mad? You wasn't acting like you cared yesterday." That line sent Chrisean into a meltdown. She grabbed something, threw it, started screaming louder. Witnesses said Blueface stayed calm the entire time, cold, unbothered, detached. Like he wanted her to explode, like he wanted footage, like he wanted that reaction recorded so he could flip the narrative later. But the true turning point came when Jaidyn finally broke her silence. She went live. Her eyes were red. Her voice was shaky, not from sadness, from betrayal. She said, "Out of everybody, that's who he chooses. Okay, watch this." Fans instantly knew she wasn't talking about Hazel E. She was talking about Blueface. And then she said something that turned the entire situation into a bigger scandal. He didn't choose her. He chose drama. He chose attention. He chose chaos, and he chose to hurt both of us at the same time. The internet was eating it up until one fan commented, "So are you saying you still want him?" Jaidyn paused, looked away, looked back, and said the sentence that would spark the first major twist. "I don't want him, but I know something she doesn't." The entire stream went silent. Fans started screaming in the comments, "What do you know? Say it. Drop the receipt. Expose him." But Jaidyn didn't continue. She ended the live early, leaving millions of viewers confused, curious, and terrified of what she meant. Because that line, that small sentence, "I know something she doesn't," meant one thing. Jaidyn had a secret about Hazel E, a secret about Blueface, a secret that could destroy this new relationship before it even began. And before fans could even process that, a leaked DM started circulating online, a DM allegedly from Hazel E's team saying, "He told her something personal. She's gonna try to use it." This message spread everywhere within minutes, hinting that Blueface confided in Hazel E about something involving Chrisean and Jaidyn somehow found out. The internet realized this wasn't just humiliation. This wasn't just revenge. This wasn't just drama. This was a war. And the war was about to reveal its first major casualty. The world was still trying to decode Jaidyn's cryptic sentence, "I know something she doesn't," when the real explosion hit. Because Jaidyn didn't post again. She didn't clarify. She didn't respond to comments. She let the suspense hang over everyone like a loaded gun, and the internet was losing its mind. Fan pages were screaming. TikTok detectives were dissecting her tone. Twitter threads were trying to guess what she meant. But while the world obsessed over Jaidyn's secret, Hazel E was quietly preparing her own strike. Because the moment Hazel E saw Jaidyn's live stream clip hit the blogs, she snapped. People close to her said Hazel E started pacing around her house, ranting about disrespect and irrelevant baby mamas and clout-chasing nobodies. Someone claimed Hazel E was furious that Jaidyn implied she was temporary, like Blueface only chose her to create drama. Hazel E wanted to prove she wasn't a pawn. She wanted to prove she wasn't a joke. She wanted to prove she was above both Chrisean and Jaidyn. So she fired the first shot. At exactly 11:42 p.m., Hazel E posted a selfie with Blueface, not just standing beside him, but leaning on him, arm around him, smiling like she had already won. And the caption? "Don't be mad, be motivated." That line hit social media like a missile. People started screaming, "Oh, she petty petty. This just got personal. Chrisean gonna tear the city up now." But Hazel E wasn't finished. She posted a second story. This one was a real bomb. Women get replaced when they stop listening. The internet erupted. People accused Hazel E of shading both Chrisean and Jaidyn. Fans dragged her for being insecure. Others said she was bold for no reason. But the person who reacted the hardest was Chrisean. Because when Hazel E's post went viral, Chrisean was still outside Blueface's house, still angry, still yelling, still demanding answers. Someone inside filmed part of it. If you freeze frame the clip, you can literally see Chrisean trembling from rage as she shouted, "You letting that chick talk about me, really?" Blueface didn't answer. He just smirked, the smirk that always triggers Chrisean into a deeper spiral. And then he said the line that pushed her over the edge, "She listens better than you." That sentence ruined her. It wasn't just disrespect, it was humiliation. Chrisean threw something at the door. Security had to interfere. A neighbor recorded everything from across the street. And once the video hit social media, people began saying, Hazel E is getting Chrisean levels of crazy out of him. This is going too far. Someone's going to get hurt. But the real escalation came from the one person everyone forgot could destroy the entire situation with a single move, Jaidyn. At 1:13 a.m., when the internet was still fighting in the comments, Jaidyn posted a photo of her hand holding a wine glass. But the background wasn't her house. It was Blueface's living room. People nearly passed out. The comments were immediate. "What? How did she get there? Blueface, you toxic demon." And then Jaidyn posted the real reveal, a video, just 3 seconds long. A wide shot of Blueface's kitchen and Hazel E's purse sitting on the counter. Fans lost their minds. Hazel E's purse in Blueface's house? While Jaidyn was there, people were screaming, "Oh, this is a setup. This man planned everybody." Hazel E about to explode. But then, the twist that changed everything, Jaidyn zoomed in on the purse and said, "She don't even know who bought it." The clip ended. The internet went insane because insiders immediately interpreted that sentence as a bombshell. Hazel E was showing off a purse Blueface didn't even buy for her. He bought it for Jaidyn. Hazel E was literally carrying Jaidyn's gift. Blogs started posting theories. Fans accused Blueface of setting Hazel E up. Some claimed he was using Hazel E to hurt Jaidyn, while still letting Jaidyn back in the house behind her. The humiliation in the title wasn't just public, it was layered. Hazel E got played, Chrisean got triggered, Jaidyn got leverage. But then the story took an even darker turn, because Hazel E saw the video. Someone screenshotted the moment she watched it. Someone said Hazel E through her phone. Someone else said she immediately called Blueface. What happened next leaked within an hour. Hazel E left 13 missed calls, 7 voice messages, 4 paragraphs of rage, and one final message. "You told me she wasn't in your life anymore. Don't play with me." People close to Blueface said he didn't reply. Not one word. Instead, he turned his phone off. That silence sent Hazel E into a meltdown. And that's when she dropped her version of the truth, the reveal that shocked everyone. She posted a story. "If y'all want to know who he really chose, just wait. Keep watching." The internet froze. Was she saying he didn't choose her? O.R. Jaidyn? Was she hinting at someone else? Was she exposing Blueface? Was she getting revenge? People were terrified. Then a fan commented under Hazel E's live, "You were just a pawn." Jaidyn and Blueface still together. Hazel E snapped instantly. She looked into the camera and screamed, "Pawn? Baby, I wasn't a pawn. I was the distraction." That line changed everything, because Hazel E accidentally admitted something huge. Blueface used her, intentionally, deliberately, strategically. And the worst part? Hazel E didn't deny it. She confirmed it. She said, "He told me exactly what reaction he wanted. And I gave it to him." Fans went ballistic. So Blueface wasn't choosing Hazel E. He was using her to hurt Chrisean and Jaidyn. But then Hazel E said the line that flipped the entire story upside down. "Ask him who he really wants back. Ask him who he cried about." The chat froze. People spammed, "Who? Say it. Drop the name." Hazel E smiled, looked directly into the camera, paused for dramatic effect, and said, "Not me, not her, not who y'all think." Then she ended the live. No name, No clue, no clarification, just chaos. And suddenly, the internet started spiraling with theories. Was Blueface crying over another woman? Was he not over Chrisean after all? Was he secretly reconnecting with Jaidyn? Was there a fourth woman? Did Hazel E expose something by accident? Fan pages went wild. TikTok lit up with detective edits. Twitter threads started naming random celebrities. And then a leaked message appeared, allegedly from Hazel E's close friend. It said, "He never stopped loving one of them. That's why he used Hazel. He wanted to see their reactions." People screamed. Which one? Who was he testing? Who was he trying to make jealous? And then, the darkest, most twisted twist of all, a video leaked of Blueface telling someone in the background, "I just wanted to see which one would fight for me." Fans were disgusted. He turned Hazel E into bait. He broke Jaidyn's trust. He shattered Chrisean's sanity, all for an ego test. But the real cliffhanger is this. Someone close to Blueface anonymously told a blog, he already knows which one passed the test, and the entire internet is now asking, who did Blueface actually want? The internet wasn't prepared for the fallout. The second Hazel E ended that chaotic live stream with her cryptic whisper, "Not me, not her, not who y'all think." The entire entertainment world detonated. Every major platform became a battlefield. Every fan base went rabid. Every blue-check celebrity rushed to drop their opinion before the next twist hit. Twitter was the first platform to catch fire. Hashtags skyrocketed within minutes. Cheeser Blueface tested, them Hazel E exposed, Jaidyn knows, something Chrisean triggered again. Who did he choose? Thousands of people argued in real time. Blueface is mentally unwell for playing all three. Hazel E admitted she was a pawn? So he cried over who? Jaidyn knows something. Release it, queen. Chrisean needs to stay away before this gets dangerous. Even verified rappers and influencers jumped into the debate. A famous West Coast rapper tweeted, "Blueface messy, but this a new low. Using women like chess pieces is crazy." A reality star wrote, "Hazel E always in some chaos. She loves being the villain." One singer added, "Chrisean is gonna explode when she finds out who he really wants." This finna get dark. But the most viral tweet came from a comedian. Blueface treating his baby mamas like a reality show audition. Who makes it to the finals? Hundreds of thousands of people retweeted it with their own reactions, memes, GIFs, and edits of Blueface sitting in a judge's chair like a toxic Simon Cowell. Meanwhile, Instagram fan pages were working overtime. Every single clip from Hazel E's live was reposted with dramatic music. Slow-motion close-ups of her smirk went viral. Edits comparing Hazel E's purse moment with Jaidyn's shady "she don't know who bought it" line hit millions of views in hours. But TikTok became a crime scene. Creators began posting full breakdowns with conspiracy boards behind them. They circled screenshots. They analyzed Blueface's expressions in Hazel E's photos. They replayed Chrisean's meltdown frame by frame. They zoomed in on Hazel E's background noise to see if Blueface was secretly there. They played Jaidyn's clip backward to catch any hidden meaning. One creator's video went insanely viral after saying, "Y'all, when Hazel E said ask him who he cried about, she looked down. People always look down when they know the truth hurts." Another TikToker said, "He wasn't testing loyalty, he was testing who would break first. And the one who didn't break? That's the one he wants." People debated for hours. Was it Chrisean? Was it Jaidyn? Was it someone new? Was Hazel E covering something up? Then blogs started dropping their own inside scoops. One claimed Blueface had been talking to a mystery woman weeks before the Hazel E stunt. Another claimed he only used Hazel because this mystery woman blocked him. Another said, Chrisean recently found out Blueface was texting someone she considered an enemy. Another article suggested Blueface was spiraling emotionally and wanted to see who still cared. Every blog contradicted the other. Every fan believed whichever version fit their favorite narrative. Then the celebrity reactions got even more dramatic. A well-known rapper who dated Hazel E years ago posted, "Hazel always picking messy dudes. She loves chaos more than peace." Hazel E clapped back instantly, "Stay out of grown people business." This started an entire separate mini-beef online. Meanwhile, someone from Chrisean's team posted a cryptic message. "She's not the one Blueface cried about. Stop assuming." That sentence alone sent TikTok detectives into a spiral, because if it wasn't Chrisean, who was it? And then the biggest industry reaction came from someone nobody expected, a Zeus Network producer. They posted on a burner account, "This storyline was not created by us. This is real life and it's getting too dangerous." People freaked out. Was Blueface's stunt so chaotic that even Zeus, the king of toxic entertainment, was distancing themselves? Even YouTube creators, who usually stayed quiet, began jumping in. One said, "I've covered messy stories, but this one is turning into a psychological warfare case." Another, "Hazel E just exposed the biggest twist without meaning to." Blueface cried over one woman, not both. And now Jaidyn knows who it is. But then came the most terrifying reaction of all. A music industry insider with verified connections tweeted, "This isn't a love triangle, this is emotional manipulation on purpose. And the person he really wants already knows." That tweet made people's hearts stop, because it meant the mystery woman was aware of Blueface's feelings, and either rejected him or played him back. Fans started hunting for clues. They turned into FBI agents overnight. Was it a celebrity he collaborated with? A dancer from his music videos? A past fling the internet forgot about? Someone new who wasn't part of the usual drama? Then a rumor hit blogs that sent shockwaves everywhere. Blueface cried over someone he can't have. That line alone fueled 15,000 TikTok theories in one night. Meanwhile, Chrisean was nowhere online. No lives, no tweets, no posts, no responses. Her silence became the scariest part of the entire drama. Fans were panicking. Why isn't Chrisean clapping back? She always reacts fast. Something's wrong. What did she find out? And then Jaidyn returned. Her post was simple, clean, and nuclear-level shady. A selfie, fresh hair, natural makeup, calm face, and the caption, "Funny how everybody thinks they know everything." People lost it. Was she talking about Hazel E? About Blueface? About the blogs? About the secret she's holding? But the real shock hit when Jaidyn's friend accidentally went live for 10 seconds. In the background, you can hear someone say, "He cried over her. She just don't want him back." The live ended instantly. But the damage was done. Everyone freaked out. Who was her? Who rejected Blueface? Who made him cry? Who was he trying to provoke? Why did Hazel E admit she was the distraction? Why did Jaidyn know a secret? Why was Chrisean suddenly silent? And then a major entertainment outlet posted a breaking story. Sources claim the woman Blueface cried over is about to be exposed. The entire internet froze. The moment that headline dropped, sources claim the woman Blueface cried over is about to be exposed. The internet didn't just pause, it stopped breathing. Every fan page froze. Every gossip blog held onto the notification bell like it was a detonator. Every YouTube creator waited by their screen, ready to drop a video the second the identity leaked. Because this wasn't rumor anymore. This wasn't speculation. This wasn't a TikTok theory from a teenager in their bedroom. This was a major outlet saying the name was coming. And the timing couldn't have been worse. Because that same night, at almost 2 a.m., someone released the audio, a short clip. Off-camera voices, low-quality, rushed, scary, but you could clearly hear Blueface talking to someone in the background saying, "I messed everything up with her. I shouldn't have pushed her away." Then another voice asks, "You mean Jaidyn or Chrisean?" And Blueface snaps back instantly, "Nah, her, you know who." The clip ended right there, and the internet spiraled into absolute insanity. Comments flooded in. Who is her? Drop the name. This is a nightmare. There's a fourth woman? Hazel E was the distraction for who? People were screaming in panic. Fan bases collapsed. Creators were going live mid-sleep. The entire entertainment world was melting from confusion. But the real nuclear blast hit when a burner account, allegedly connected to someone close to Blueface, posted a single message. She left him. That's who he cried over. The internet exploded. He cried over a woman who left him, someone who already moved on, someone he couldn't manipulate, someone he couldn't humiliate into staying, someone he couldn't keep in his chaos. Fans went digging hard. Names started trending, ex-girlfriends, old flings, a producer's daughter, a fitness model he once followed, a girl from his old music video, a mystery friend. He hugged at an event last year, but while the internet tore itself apart guessing, Chrisean finally returned. She didn't scream, she didn't cry, she didn't throw shade, she didn't post a meltdown. She posted one eerie message, "Wow, so that's who it was," and then disappeared again. That post alone pushed the chaos into overdrive. Because if Chrisean knew the identity, if she figured it out before the blogs, then this wasn't a random woman. This was someone who hit her personally, someone close, someone unexpected, someone she never thought Blueface would cry over, someone who, if exposed, would make this drama explode into a totally different dimension. Meanwhile, Hazel E was still ranting. She went live again, furious, pacing around her house, saying, "When y'all find out who he begged for, this whole internet gonna break. Begged. Not cried, begged." Fans almost passed out. This wasn't a fling. This wasn't a random crush. This wasn't a moment of weakness. This was a woman Blueface literally begged for. And then, the most terrifying detail, Hazel E slipped up and said, "She was never supposed to find out about me. He told me that." Who was she? Jaidyn, Chrisean, or the woman he truly wanted? Hazel E tried to catch herself, but it was too late. Her face dropped. Her tone shifted. She ended the live instantly. People started piecing it together. Blueface brought Hazel E to make someone jealous. He let Jaidyn post her shady video. He let Chrisean spiral publicly at his door. He stayed silent while the internet tore itself apart. Why? Because all of this was aimed at one woman. One woman who left him behind. One woman who didn't play his game. One woman who refused to chase him. One woman who moved on quietly, maybe with someone else. One woman who he cried over, alone. And then, the final blow. A message leaked from a private group chat. The girl he really wants is not in the industry. The internet exploded even harder. Not famous, not in the spotlight, not a celebrity, not a rapper, not a reality star. This wasn't about clout. This wasn't about attention. This wasn't about image. This was personal. Theories shifted overnight. People began digging into Blueface's old posts, old friends, old photos from before he blew up. They analyzed every girl he hugged in a group picture, every woman he followed before fame, every mystery tag he removed years ago, every private account he interacted with. And then, the moment that destroyed the internet, a fan posted a blurred screenshot showing Blueface FaceTiming a woman whose face was partially blocked by her hand. The caption underneath said, "If y'all knew who this was." The whole storyline makes sense. Blogs reposted it within seconds, and then the burner account returned with one final message. She's not famous, but she knows all the secrets. The internet went silent. Who is she? Why did she leave him? Why did she refuse to come back? Why did he cry? Why did Hazel E call herself the distraction? Why did Jaidyn say, "I know something she doesn't"? Why did Chrisean say, "So that's who it was"? And the darkest question of all, why is everyone terrified to say her name? Before anyone could answer, the outlet that teased the identity posted another update. "We have confirmed the woman's name, but out of respect, we will not release it yet." Fans begged. Creators begged. The internet screamed for answers. But the story ended with one final, haunting cliffhanger. She is already involved. and the next move is hers. Before you click off this video, pause for just 1 second, because you need to understand something right now. This story is not over. In fact, everything you just heard, that was only the surface. The real storm hasn't even hit yet. Blueface's stunt with Hazel E wasn't just a humiliation tactic. It wasn't just a clout grab. It wasn't just petty revenge. It was a signal aimed directly at one woman, the woman he cried over, the woman he begged for, the woman whose identity everyone is afraid to say out loud. And now the question becomes, who is she? Is it someone from his past, someone he dated secretly, a woman he couldn't control, a woman who walked away without looking back, or someone so unexpected that neither Chrisean nor Jaidyn ever saw her coming? I want you in the comments right now. Drop your theories. Drop your predictions. Drop the name you think fits this puzzle. Don't hold back. Don't sugarcoat. Let the entire comment section become a full-blown investigation room. The crazier the theory, the more likely it might be true. Because at this point, nothing about this story is normal. Hit that like button if even one moment made you gasp. And if you're still watching right now, that means you're invested. That means you need to subscribe, because part 2 is already in motion. New leaks are circulating. New screenshots are being sent. And the woman at the center of this entire meltdown, she's already making her next move. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the next upload, because when the truth comes out, it's going to break the internet all over again. And trust me, you want to be here before it happens. Comment your theories, comment your suspicions, comment who you think Blueface cried over. This story is far from finished. The real reveal, it's coming next.